by the dozens, now by the millions. Americans everywhere are speaking out against reckless spending and debt, against ever-growing government, speaking out for freedom.
Welcome, welcome. This is the official start time of the 9/12 March on Washington, D.C. Apparently, we were not loud enough in February. We were not loud enough in April. We were not loud enough in July. We were not loud enough in August. So we're turning up the volume. Congress, Speaker Pelosi, President Obama, can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now?
The voice of freedom is being heard loud and clear last November in Virginia and New Jersey.
We did it.
Then even louder in Massachusetts, where the rising tide of freedom made Ted Kennedy's Senate seat the people's seat.
Speaker Pelosi, if you noticed, we replaced the grass on the West Lawn with AstroTurf.
These are folks taking time out of their own lives who didn't anticipate having to do this, who saw an unresponsive government and are responding the way our founders did.
We're in a very tenuous situation as a country, and I'm afraid that too many in Washington still don't get it.
It's not enough to have good ideas. You have to have the ground troops. You have to have that machinery. You have to have that community of people that are willing to show up.
I know the other side said that it was just AstroTurf, but as I looked out on hundreds of thousands of Americans taking a stand for limited government and fiscal responsibility, it looked like the cavalry to me.
What you're going to do is take a bunch of politicians that are too big for their britches, and as my daddy used to say, we're going to put them in their place.
First they were ignored, then mocked and ridiculed. But still they came, ordinary Americans with a passion for freedom. Now the Tea Party movement is a dominant force in American politics. It has shifted the political debate. Freedom and limited government are now dead center on the political spectrum.
You become a grandmother for the first time, the whole world revolves around your grandson. And then with all these bailouts and things that were going on, I suddenly realized that, hey, my grandson's future is at stake.
It is not the fact that this vote deserves to go to that party or this vote deserves to go to that party. It's about why don't we, the people, stand together and hold them both accountable.
People want to be represented and listened to. And that is not what has been going on during the past year of this administration. So that's what the movement is about. It's about freedom. It has nothing to do about minorities or colors. It's a group of people coming together as one.
My parents gave me the gift of this country at a time and in a place when I had every opportunity. And I have the obligation to deliver at least that much to my children.
The Tea Party protests are a reaction to arrogant government, to corruption, waste, and ever-increasing government control over our lives and livelihoods. Americans are angry about losing our great country.
Unfunded liabilities for Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, rising taxes, government increased control. But it's precisely because we, the people, are rising up. Hundreds of thousands around the country taking time out of their lives when they didn't anticipate doing so and saying, no, this must stop.
It's in fact the most real, authentic, widespread American uprising of sentiment for freedom and against the oppressions of an overindulgent government that I have ever seen in my lifetime.
As we got into the summer of people who had gone from tea parties to town halls to shaking their finger at their congressmen and senators, it was pretty exciting for me to watch, because some of these same senators had lectured me on keeping a low profile, stop rocking the boat. They went home and heard from their people And some of them actually came back changed, ready to fight with me.
But this is a genuine movement of the American people that have a desire to take their country back and to bring their country back to the principles of limited government, fiscal responsibility, personal responsibility, and the ideals that quite frankly both parties have failed to advance.
These guys are straight smack in the middle of where public opinion right now is. And if they succeed this fall, you could have a fundamental realignment where both Republicans and Democrats are clamoring to prove that they are the party of limited government, that they are the party of individual freedom.
FreedomWorks has been at the forefront of this new American revolution. We did not create it, we do not control it, but we are helping it grow into a force that will transform our political system. Virginia, New Jersey, and Massachusetts are just the beginning.
I used to laugh at my colleagues in the House. This is a job. You're lucky to have it, and you're a servant of your employer. And if you don't do it right, you're going to get fired. And there are going to be a lot of them fired in this next election.
What happened in Massachusetts was people voting with their heads, realizing that if they didn't make a change, it might not get made at all. But Massachusetts may have started something, in addition to what's happened in Virginia and New Jersey, that's going to go all across the country. And I hope it'll change politics forever in America.
Protests and rallies and showing up at town hall meetings is only the first step. At some point, you need to put some structure and some clarity to what happens next.